Today we're going to compare the cast of the Clark Sisters movie and the original recordings of the Clark Sisters. So don't go anywhere. As you can see, I'm not in my normal recording spot of that blank black wall and everything because I am at home, as most of us are during this quarantine of the COVID-19 coronavirus. But I thought, why not come home and do some of my favorite artists and do some vocal analysis and kind of get that stuff going even while I'm not at the studio, right? So today I want to do a very, very special video. I have meaning to do this video for quite a long time, but I don't know, I kind of psyched myself out of doing it. But you know, I said, I got time, I'm sitting at home. Might as well make this video that I've been wanting to make for months. So, as many of you know, the Clark Sisters, they're coming with a new movie on Lifetime, and it's called The Clark Sisters, the First Ladies of Gospel. And I am pumped. I've been waiting for this movie for like a year. And I am just so excited to hear the music and hear all the music that I'm going to know, because I know all their stuff. I am such a diehard fan of the Clark Sisters. I wanted to compare the sounds of the Clark Sisters movie cast and the original Clark Sisters in two recordings. Maybe about a couple months ago, two clips of the five ladies in the cast who are the Clark Sisters in the movie. They were singing some songs on Instagram that the original Clark Sisters obviously sang that they're doing in the movie. And so I want to compare these two clips that we have, from the clip that was on Instagram to the original clip of that song in that part of the recording. In the Clark Sisters movie, Donald Lawrence is a vocal producer and music producer, all-around producer music-wise, of the Clark Sisters movie. And I am so pumped because I knew and I know that he did and will bring the essential sounds of the Clark Sisters out for us to hear. But I know he's a huge fan of the Clark Sisters. I know that nobody else would have done the Clark Sisters justice like he would. And so when I heard that he was doing it, I was like, okay, we're good. They're gonna be just fine. I know he pays attention to a lot of like phonetics and acoustics and things like that when he teaches people, you know, the songs, the kind of the sounds, and he's very purposeful and intentional with how he executes sound. He understands sound on a level that a lot of people don't understand sound like. So I just want to, as you know, a voice teacher, compare and contrast the two recordings to kind of see what sounds we hear and things like that. I mean, they're both good recordings of the Clark cast and the Clark Sisters. Like, they're both gonna be good recordings. So I am super excited to do this because I'm a huge fan and I'm excited about this movie. So let's dive in. So I'm gonna stop there. So two things are happening here. Number one, I'm gonna talk about how they're shaping their vowels. So they said ja, 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 just. So they're rounding out the vowel to kind of finish the song in the aesthetic that Twinkie intended for it. Ja, with the little trills in between. Ja, well, the sopranos with the little trills in between. Ja, and while all those chords are changing in that motif right there, you can hear them doing the little trills like that. So that's number one. Number two, I want to talk a little bit about how they sound like the individual Clark Sisters they're playing. Kierra Sheard, as you all know, is playing her mother, Karen Clark Sheard. Number one, Kierra is up there in the rafters and I'm here for it. She sounds good up there. She has a wide range enough to achieve these notes. You know, so she's giving us a little more bright vowels, as Karen probably would because she's soprano of the group right now. And so Dorinda, who is second from the left, okay, Dorinda, she is giving a little more nasality, as Dorinda kind of does. She has a little more of a crooning and nasality that she is portraying in this sound. And so Jackie, who was on the far left, she is giving more of a sweet sound. And then Twinkie, who's in a red jacket right there, she's giving more of the bottom sound and the strong sound that Twinkie has. So if you notice, the different timbres that they're giving, these four women are giving in this video, are giving us the sound of the Clark Sisters when they're all meshed together in harmony, kind of stacked up with each other. That is so cool. So let's keep it moving. So you notice they said, name it, name, instead of name it, name So they slid, and it kind of got forward and brassy and bright with it. Name it. So they got real bitey in the sound, okay? So that's how they did that. They kind of get the slide with the bite, okay? Let's keep going. Same thing. Claim it.
It's yours. It's yours.
So they said, it's yours. It's yours. It wasn't even yours. It's more of a yours. It's yours. It's yours. So the it's is giving them almost a trampoline to jump to the yours and the yours, you know. So they're doing, it's yours. It's yours. Doing it's yours like that is helping them sing that part more smoothly because it's giving them, like I said before, a trampoline to jump up into the higher notes. The it's yours. It's yours. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Yours for the asking.
So each yours for the asking. So it's a little slide and a little bite and a little grit. Yours for the asking. And so they're doing that because it gives the sound punch and brightness to it to kind of give that factor, that wow factor. Imagine hearing this live like on some mics in a church. Your ears be like, you know, hearing this. And that's what they had to do because the Clark sisters were so good at that. They all had that sound that could kind of bite into it and go with it, you know? That was really good, really good. Let's keep going. Now, if you notice, Dorinda, she said, blessing. She's still keeping her aesthetic, her sound that she's supposed to produce as Dorinda in this. And so each singer is producing their sound. And so as a result, they are still having the Clark sound because they're producing each individual sister vocally. It's really good, really good. I am so excited to hear this all come together. So you hear how they kind of stack their sound and how they had to be true to themselves the entire process of singing. You know, you have to be true to your character to get that authentic sound that the fans are going to look for in the movie. You just have to do that. So that was really good. So now let's go to the original recording and listen to the similarities and see what you guys think in terms of, do they sound the same or what do you hear? So let's compare it to the original recording. The Joe, all that stuff, you heard it? You hear each individual sister in this. Just keep listening, you'll hear all the sisters singing together individually. So did you hear that? The Clark cast And Mr. Lawrence really brought out the essential sounds of each individual sister collectively in that recording. That is so good. To me, they sound pretty darn close to the original, which I applaud each and every cast member, all the crew, and Mr. Lawrence. Applaud, applaud, applaud. I applaud each and every one of you for this effort. This is amazing. So let's hit the second clip. So the second clip is a song that mostly everybody knows from them, You Brought the Sunshine. So this is just a tiny clip of them singing the short part of the song in the studio with Mr. Lawrence directing. So let's hit it.
You gave me grace. You put a smile upon my face.
So everything's really short. You gave me grace. You put a smile upon my face. So everything's really short and percussive, you know, and with a song like this, the song is very rhythmic, so they have to be short and percussive with it. You know, this is how the original recording was done, not how, you know, people may sing it today. The original recording, which you're going to hear in a minute, is exactly this. You put a smile upon my face. You put a smile upon my face instead of my face, my face. So they're not doing a diphthong in the word my. You put a smile upon my face. Okay, so face, they don't go to the second part of face either until the very end of the word. Okay, so everything's really short and really open. The vowels are bright, but they're open, okay? Let's keep going.
You brought the sunshine.
Real percussive.
Throughout the lifeline. You brought the sunshine. Throughout the lifeline.
The lifeline, the lifeline. Instead of the lifeline, the lifeline, short.
That I have come Christ, there has been such a change in my life. Jesus is the answer.
So Jesus is the answer, not answer. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is, not Jesus. Jesus is the answer. Okay, so they're kind of giving some more lax vowel shapes, but it's lax but still strong. Jesus is the answer. There's a lot of little S's in there. Jesus is the answer. Okay, so they're giving a lot of that in there, and I love that line. If they can do that at Vamp, Jesus is the answer. Boom, 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 boom. Jesus is the answer. Cause he is the answer. But I ain't gonna preach today. Let's keep going.
Praise everybody.
So that was such a good representation and a reproduction of that song. So now let's go back to the original recording and listen to the original Clark sisters sing this clip of You Brought the Sunshine.
You gave me grace. You put a smile
Everything's really short.
on my face. You brought the sunshine.
Short.
Throughout the lifeline. Throughout the lifeline. You brought the sunshine. Throughout the lifeline. Since that I have known Christ, there has been such a change in my life.
So I think both those recordings were phenomenal. Both the Name It and Claim It and You Brought the Sunshine. Both comparisons were really good. So once again, I applaud the cast and crew of the Clark Sisters, the First Lady of Gospel movie. And I'm super excited to see what the movie actually looks like in its entirety. So did you like what you hear? Did you think that they sounded the same? I think they did. But tell me what you think in the comments below. And let's talk about it for a second. Now you know the drill. Hit subscribe and hit the alert button next to it so you know when the next video is posted. Be vocally bold, be vocally creative, and vocally aware. But most of all, above everything that you do with this thing, be vocally you. Wash your hands, stay at home, and be safe, y'all. We gonna get through this. Let's flatten this curve. All right, y'all. Until next time.